Hello, it is me, Pearl from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned In Tarot, and we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want to see change, we need to make change within ourselves. We have to shift and flow with the energy to see that happen. All right, so today is the day that we take a check. Top of the week, where's the masculine energy? Where's the feminine energy? And what would they need to do to come into agreement? So where's your head? Getting a headache from having my hair up. Where's your heart? And what do we need to do to bring those two things together so that the things that you're trying to manifest will actually come to pass? Okay, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to start by thinking about the thing that's bringing you here. So you usually come to a tarot reading for a reason. You want answers. There's maybe no communication. You are seeking information about another person or yourself. You want to change things, or you feel like it's time for things to change. There's all kinds of motivation to start enjoying tarot readings. And usually you think that you're going to feel better in some way, shape, or form. So I want you to think for a moment about what it is that you think is going to really make you feel better. Either you're going to hear something in these messages, or you could hear something that would you just feel amazing. Even if you feel good right now, what would make you feel even better? What do you think you need? So that is what you think you need. And this is what you actually need. This is the 10 of Wands. It says oppression on the card. So I'm feeling you've felt oppressed or burdened by something. And you need to put whatever that burden is down. I feel like it's the burden of feeling like you have to do something. Hang on a second. I want to turn my fan down. It's kind of loud. There we go. So you may have felt like it was on you to shift or change everything so that you could make this certain specific thing happen. I know that's the message we're getting all the time, because we're misinterpreting it to a certain extent. We think like, oh, in order to be with my person, I have to change myself. But that's really not what we're saying when we're talking about having to shift or change. We're saying you want to shift or change your thinking about yourself. So if you think there's something wrong with you, you want to shift or change the thought that there's something wrong. I have to fix myself so that I'm worthy. I have to fix myself. I saw somebody post something the other day that I thought was really profound, that said, that your person that's the best match for you isn't a person who is never going to trigger you. It's a person who you're always going to feel safe around, even when you are triggered. And the problem that has been existing for this collective for a while is that neither part of self feels comfortable sticking around when the other gets triggered. So there is a fear when they see the other person or the other part of self go into some kind of a panic mode or chaotic energy. Then in order to protect self, the other part of self abandons or runs from the part of self that is triggered. There is reasons for that, usually because they feel responsible, they feel guilty, they feel like they have to fix things, they have to take the burden off of the other person. They're not able to just sit with discomfort. This is like, I have the ability that I can sit with people who are in terrible grief and hold the space for them. I have always had that skill. I don't know. I went through grief a lot as a child, so I guess it became something that was normalized to me in such a way that people who are in states of grief, really, I don't run from that. I'm not like, oh, I can't be around that. I can sit there. But some people can't. Some people feel they have to do something. That's why you say when somebody's, we used to say my condolences, that you would give your condolences to somebody who is experiencing loss. But now we just say, I'm sorry, which is like this weird thing. It's like, I'm sorry that you're hurting and there's nothing I can do, or I'm sorry that, you know, you're not feeling as good as me, or it's a strange kind of like burdening of the responsibility of the other person's energy when really all they need is just to be heard, seen, um, and allowed to feel the pain or grief or anger or whatever it is. They just need to be allowed to feel it. It just needs to be okay for them to feel it around you, because you're not triggered. You know, it's not about you. And even if it was, even if the other person was blaming you, you'd have this security within where you would know this is a product of this person's misalignment. And if they were in alignment, they would not blame me. They would not do that, because I know that I have not done anything wrong in this instance. I have only done what was best. You know, unless you have done something obviously that you feel guilty about. That's different though. This is just generally not being a handle someone else's discomfort. And especially if you have been the cause of that discomfort, feeling this horrible burden of responsibility for having hurt them. So, what will really help you right now in the collective is to give this burden up to your higher self, to your spirit guides, like whatever it is that you believe in, whatever modality you believe in, giving this up to that energy will really help you. And that is the theme of this reading today. Okay, we're going to start with the Divine Feminine because she had 4 out of her 6 positions showing. It looks like she's got a lot of overthinking going on. Her heart space was pretty balanced. Masculine also has some overthinking. And we're going to start with the headspace. The top of the deck for Divine Feminine headspace is the 3 of Wands upright. So this is a headspace of having faith that the thing that you have asked for, the thing that you desire, is on its way to you. You can see it coming. So you're not doubting it at all. You see it there. And because you can see it there, you're not feeling like it doesn't need to rush. You don't need to rush it. Finally, any sense of pushing or rushing is gone. You have this sense of like, oh, it's done. It's time. It's there. It's done. It's already arrived into harbor. It'll be here, you know, at this time. And then I'll be able to experience it. So you were really feeling pretty calm in that energy. In the back of your mind, this niggling feeling here or thoughts is the Ace of Swords, which is the new self-concept. And I think this new self-concept is what is helping you to be able to see your future, feel positively about it, have faith in it, and no longer be feeling the impatience that you were feeling before. You're like, wait, my old self-concept is the self that felt that I wasn't able to get the things I wanted. I couldn't get what I needed. This new self-concept, it's not like that. So I'm going to be able to have everything I desire, everything I've asked for. It's all there. It's all right there. And I see it. And it's who I am. So, okay. The first thing on your mind is the thing you desire, the Ace of Wands. This is sexual energy, so it probably indicates a desire to come into some kind of a physical union with the divine masculine energy. But it can be anything. It can be what you're really passionate about creatively. But it's filling you with this fire. It's been single most on your mind. It's really motivated you a lot in the past to become your best self, which is what's coming up in this current moment. Then I did not see who was behind that 9 of Pentacles. Look at that. You've become your best self. This 9 of Pentacles, single, independent. You take care of yourself. You look good. You feel good. And you're ready for all of the harvest that had been planted and worked on, and now it's coming to its fulfillment. All that you would need to complete this 9 of Pentacles energy is this pentacle over here that would be brought to you by this King of Pentacles so that you could have your 10 of Pentacles happiness. You feel your own internal worthiness, and you found it in your freedom and autonomy, and you're realizing that the masculine had to have the same freedom and autonomy to discover his own worth. And so you allowed this to happen Without being impatient, you settled into the feeling of knowing that just behind your freedom and autonomy, that what you were building was this space. You were creating this space for the divine masculine to carry his own freedom and autonomy into a relationship with you. That's fucking beautiful. And the outcome is the Ace of Cups. And if you saw the reading today on TikTok, then you'll be as shocked as I am to see this card appear again as the outcome card, as it appeared today in the reading. This is a cup filled with love from the divine, absolutely overflowing, plenty to go around, so much abundance, deeply held emotion, expressed, honored, offered, accepted, received. What is it that you're desiring so very, very much? Justice, balance, to have what was wrong be righted, to have the scales balanced so that you can have fair reciprocity in your life. How did you achieve this state of being in your Nine of Pentacles energy and trusting that just behind you, as you achieve your independence, is this King of Pentacles waiting to come and really take you out of your single energy, but honor you in this ability to have achieved so much for yourself? We're seeing the Page of Cups in reverse. This is releasing any emotional immaturity about your dreams and wishes, the Star. This is no longer doubting the self, no longer making apologies. This is unapologetic, allowing yourself to unapologetically desire what you truly wish for, which is the specific divine masculine energy, somebody that you had felt true love from, but who was emotionally underdeveloped. You're releasing any of your own childishness and healing any of that, any of the feelings that would have made you feel like emotionally reactive or just unable to show up, unable to hold that space, easily triggered, etc. You're healing that. And that's giving you a lot of hope, because you're seeing that as you have healed these immature feelings, you are aware that your person is likely doing the same. And then we have the Ace of Cups. Oh my Lord, up in heaven. And it's being clarified by this beautiful trio. The Knight of Pentacles, the slowest moving knight in the deck. However, he's coming with the Knight of Cups, who's really wonderfully good at expressing his emotions and feelings and going with the flow. And then we have this Page of Pentacles energy, who is like a child, playful, and willing to make you this material gesture. So we see that as you have grown to love yourself, a solid and reliable and worthy individual has also learned to navigate their ability to express love, and they want to come forward now and make you some kind of a gesture to begin again or start new, or there could be a new offer coming your way. If you have released somebody who was withholding in the past, now this new person is coming forward and they're going to be very forthcoming with this offer, or this new version of your person is stepping forward. This healed version, the immaturity of the past, the inability to express that emotion, fully healed now. Okay, let's look at your heart space. That's what you think. Well, how do you feel about what you think? First of all, the fact that you think that is fucking great. I think that's a beautiful place to be. There's no doubt here. There's no worry. There's no angst. You're feeling fine. And the thing is, this patience that you're feeling, this faith that you have, it's in the face of the fact that you know in your heart space, this Knight of Pentacles is taking his time. He's working hard. He's doing something methodical. There's motion, but it is slow motion. And in some cases, there's been a lot of withholding and breadcrumbing that has gone on for a long time. But you're able to see past it. You're able to see the reliability of this person, the stability of this person coming in. or you're able to feel that. This Ace of Wands is clarified by this Moon card. So we know that what you long for is this mysterious connection, maybe telepathic, not maybe, likely telepathic connection, something deep feelings you have, mysterious, definitely mysterious and cosmic. You are hoping that that passion, that spark, and that chemistry will reveal itself in some way, because it's still hidden right now how it is going to happen. And that's the thing. It's really good that you are so patient in your headspace and have so much faith, because in your heart space you can tell that this King of Pentacles rewarding you is really going to be an unexpected surprise. We've got the Seven of Swords here. And the reason is because he's had to keep this relationship with you secret. There's been secrecy. That's what the Moon is coming out for. That's what the Seven of Wands is coming out for. Or Seven of Swords. Interesting I said Seven of Wands, because that's about having healthy boundaries. So you might need healthy boundaries in this case. But there's been secrecy, and that is why you have had to remain autonomous and go your own way. Because if you wanted to be together, you would have had to do it in secret, and neither one of you is willing to put the other in that position any longer. We have the Ace of Cups being clarified by none other than the Page of Cups, who we already saw here in its reverse as something that we were releasing. And now what we see is that this masculine energy has ascended, and what was once when pigs fly type of an energy is now something that he's actually embracing. The ability to give this cup that seemed like such a fantasy before, it's now feeling like this true love that exists is actually possible to experience for this feminine energy. This Justice card we're seeing here clarified by the Four of Pentacles. So Divine Feminine may be getting some kind of financial justice of some sort is starting to take place. She's feeling it. But I also see that there is justice for her having held on to her ideals, to what she values during this time that the scales have been being balanced. Holding on to your person is not quite the same as holding on to what you value. What you value is everything that your person gives you that you would then expect to receive from another. The Star and the Page of Cups, so healing this immature energy, the emotional unavailability type of an energy, we have clarifying here with the Two of Wands, which means Divine Feminine is acutely aware that she asked for this. And the time that it took to arrive there is something that she actually requested, which is kind of a thing to, it's 12:11 on the clock just now as I'm saying this, and it just turned 18:22 on the timer. It is kind of a thing to feel a little about when you start to realize that you really did ask for the time and space, 12:12, to be able to heal from emotional wounds you received from childhood. And you received that. The divine actually sent you a person that had such deeply held feelings for you and such a cosmic connection to you that they would literally wait for you to be able to heal. And that is what you have agreed to do for them. And I don't mean just wait for an actual person on the earth, because your journey is your journey and you do things along the way. But it's like everything you have done has helped you to heal, so that when you do come into this union with this person, you both will have waited your whole lives for this to have happened. And you both will have agreed upon waiting your whole lives for a love like this to happen, so that you each could do everything you needed to do to come into an alignment, so that you don't have to face abandonment and rejection ever again. That is the gift, the reward, the blessing. And what's clarifying this energy of this solid, reliable offer coming forward is the optimism the divine feminine is choosing to have in the situation. We have the 5 of Cups here. Rather than focus on the losses, she is focusing on the wins. And because of that, she feels calm and patient. Wonderful. We will go back and look at her guardians for the week, the archetype that will help her, her mindset, some ritual work, the animal spirit oracle, and her theme for the week. But first, let's look at the divine masculine energy and see how he's doing today. Oh, wow. Okay. So I'm having to flip his cards over here. He had less cards showing. All right, here we go. The first card up top of the deck, overall headspace from the Ethereal Visions Tarot. By the way, I was using the Light Seers Oracle and the Fountain Tarot for the Divine Feminine. We're seeing the 6 of Wands. So Divine Masculine is feeling victorious. He feels like there's been some kind of success. There's definitely been some experience he's just recently had, some victory over something. It can be an addiction, because like if we go and see in the back of his mind, we have the Devil card in reverse. So he could have had some kind of a karmic force, presence, entity, person in his life who he feels he has overcome either an addiction to cyclic patterns with. This can be substance, it can be career, workaholism, it can be a past lover, it can be a current partner that they have released. But this healing has taken place. There's been a battle and a victory, and now there is success from this experience. And he feels pretty peaceful, honestly. And then lo and behold, we have the first thing on his mind, the Page of Cups. And this page has a feminine energy. And this is the third Page of Cups, by the way. We've got it twice over here. So there's definitely union in this energy of true love in this collective reading. But what I'm seeing is divine feminine realizing the divine masculine is going to be able to express true love, and the divine masculine being victorious or successful because the divine feminine has offered him something. She has made him some kind of an offer. She has made some kind of a loving gesture, and it may have been small. It may have been just like a reminder of the true love that is always there, but this is the first thing on his mind, and it has done something really powerful. This gesture, this could have been energetic. It doesn't mean you have to have said something recently or done anything. This could have been an energetic movement or motion, but whatever it is, it has resulted in the next two cards, the 9 of Wands in reverse and the 3 of Swords in reverse. So the divine masculine is coming out of isolation, releasing victim mentality. He's not going to be the victim anymore in the situation. Whatever loving thing the divine feminine has done is driving him out of this isolation that he's currently been in, so that he can heal this heartache. He can heal the separation, end the separation. So he's thinking right now, I want to come out of isolation. I want to speak some kind of truth that is going to heal this wound, the wounds that have been received in this relationship, and heal and end the separation. And it's going to happen very fast in his mind, because we have this Page of Cups being accompanied by the Knight of Swords. This is a masculine who's thinking an opportunity has just arisen. And I don't know when I'm going to get this chance again. So I need to move swiftly and strategically and come in directly and communicate. Now, also, divine feminine may have offered some kind of a truth to the masculine, or whatever her gesture was showed him the truth, so he can see clearly that she is his true love, something like that. The next thing that is coming up, clarifying the 9 of Wands in reverse, we have the Moon card, which now they both have, and the Justice card, which now they both have. In this case, it's in reverse. For divine feminine, it was upright. And wow, cool. I love that. I can't hold on to this. Is that card there? No, that's the last card. So we have the mystery and the secrecy and the things that were hidden. This is also the divine feminine, intuition. This can be the telepathic communication, just like we saw for the divine feminine side of the reading. And we're seeing justice in reverse. And so divine masculine is realizing that as long as he has stayed alone, licking his wounds, feeling sorry for himself, being worried about abandonment and rejection, leaving the divine feminine on her own to do the same thing, it has been unfair. It has not been just. Divine feminine has expressed her deeply held feelings for the masculine over and over, and he did not. He kept those things hidden. He kept himself isolated, protected from her, and didn't communicate with her. And so he wants to balance the scales now, and the separation with her. And there she is, the Empress in reverse. He wants to heal. He wants to balance the scales, and he wants to do it now, not later. He wants to do it swiftly. This isn't, I need to do this first and this other thing first. He's in a success energy. He's in the Six of Wands energy. He means, he intends for this to end now, right now, not later. Not, this isn't waiting. This isn't a reading about waiting for anything. This is a reading that says divine feminine has become patient, doesn't really need to know exactly when, because she can see that it will happen. So she's content. And in that moment that she has that motion of contentment, knowing this offer is solid, knowing this person is reliable, no longer doubting, this masculine is suddenly free to end the separation with her and to not make her wait any longer. This is also because he has healed within his heart the wounds he received from a mothering energy throughout his life, either maternal or relationship, and most likely in both spaces. Now, the real excitement is that the heart space is absolutely in union. And it's the masculine who's successful. So his thoughts right now are in alignment. He has gotten through the internal struggle, the battle. Now, all I'm thinking about right now is, if you did not see it, yesterday on TikTok, I posted 2 parts of a video about, I was writing my morning pages. I wrote down the recurring story we keep seeing in the collective, which I keep seeing for myself and is happening with my DM. I wrote down the recurring story. I identified each limiting belief, and then I negated those and I affirmed new beliefs. And I highly recommend you go write them down, say those in your own voice, record them, listen to it before you go to bed, do a meditation. 12:21 on the clock, 3 people in the room, and 27:55 as I looked at the timer. This will help you break through the mental struggle that you have of these warring ideas. The idea that you are healed and whole, and the idea that that old self-concept, that old person, that old storyline still exists. You have to bridge that gap. This has happened because the headspace right now, the thoughts, the affirmations, has brought peace. And the heart space, here we have the masculine energy, heart space, feminine, different deck entirely. This is the Tattoo Tarot. And we're getting a feminine that's experienced success, and she's surrounded by pearls. It's not about me, but but I share this collective reading with you, so it's exciting for me to see that the divine masculine feels that this precious feminine is in alignment. They both have become victorious or successful over whatever internal struggle they were both going through. And now the head and the heart are so in tune, and there's peace, because the masculine brings peace to the feminine in that card, right? Here's the masculine. He's got this laurel wreath, this laurel crown, and then we see the feminine has received it from him. So there's peace. The headspace is stopped. 12:22 on the clock has stopped thinking about a bunch of garbage, and the heart space is now at peace. Yay. All right. Underlying in the back of the heart space, or the niggling feeling, is the Four of Wands. The feeling that this masculine energy is fully ready for commitment. He's no longer afraid to ask this divine feminine to marry him, to be in union, to be in a long-term commitment. He's absolutely not afraid of this anymore. He's not afraid he's going to be destabilized in relationship either. He feels like he can trust, like he can believe in this union, which is incredible. This Page of Cups is being clarified by the Two of Cups. The physical union, the compromise, the negotiation. We're seeing that divine feminine has made some kind of a gesture that has been an offer of peace. The masculine has received it, and now he wants to return it, reciprocate it, mirror it, reflect it, offer it back to the feminine with a physical meeting of some kind, of physical gesture. The divine masculine has healed his concerns, fears, and worries about the divine feminine being in a lusty energy, having a lot of other suitors, being inconsistent. The divine masculine is just as afraid of the feminine being in this energy as he is, because he's been in this energy. You're only ever afraid of what you do yourself, of what you think yourself, or what you fear might be true about yourself. When people talk about people being homophobic, one of the reasons that they are likely experiencing fear is because they've either had some experience in their lives that made them question their own reality, and they are resisting the reflection of something they fear coming back to them. And this masculine energy has been a player, has been somebody inconsistent, has been somebody who was not healed and able to engage in behavior that wasn't just love bombing, because there wasn't the stability, the healing there in place to be able to stand behind with conviction the love that he felt and wanted to express. The masculine is no longer feeling victimized by the feminine this way. He experienced, hey, guess what? The masculine experiences the same stuff that the feminine gets, right? It's a loop. It's a reflection. So if you got love bombed, you did love bombing. That's just how it works. And so the masculine has healed his fears about the divine feminine just love bombing him. He's like, no, she has real stamina, stability. There is a reliability in her passion for me. It's consistent. The Three of Swords in reverse is being clarified by the Five of Cups, which we have over here. There's so many cards that are the same for the divine feminine, which was in her outcome because she's choosing to be optimistic. This feminine is not even looking at anything. She's got her eyes closed. She's so she's internal right now. She's gone within to deal with her grief and her sadness. She can't even look outside of herself. The masculine wants to end the sadness. He wants to break this cycle where the divine feminine has to experience this loss and then withdraw and go within, and maybe in some cases with severe depression. He wants to help end this. He knows he's played a role in the divine feminine's journey and caused her some of the pain she experienced that has caused her to be depressed before. We're seeing this Knight of Swords is being clarified by the Two of Wands in reverse. So this is no longer trying to plan or strategize, but just embracing the divine plan and no longer waiting to see like the perfect way, but just going when you feel called to go because you've asked for it, and all you have to do is follow the intuition and then go in the direction that your intuition is pulling you. And so the divine masculine is not restless anymore, trying to figure out how to do something. He's realizing that he needs to surrender so that he can allow the divine to guide him exactly in the direction he needs to go. Then we have the Moon card and the Justice card in reverse being clarified by this Five of Wands, which is this in reverse, which is this unblocking, the struggle, the competition, whatever was feeling like an impasse, that has now released, and it's allowing the Four of Wands, which we saw in the niggling feeling in the heart space, to to reestablish itself, because what happens is the Four of Wands is a stable foundation. A new desire arises, and that desire destabilizes the foundation. But that desire, whatever it was, it has been released. It is no longer destabilizing, and it is time now. This Empress card in reverse, no more waiting, for this couple to move to the next level in the Six of Swords energy. They have learned from the struggle, the strife, and the pain. They have learned from their sadness and their heartbreak throughout their lives, not just between their relationship with one another, but as general, from all the trauma. They are ready to go to a calmer, more peaceful shore. I couldn't be happier. Like, this is exactly what I would like my reading to look like the morning after I changed all my affirmations about my situation. God bless. That actually works. Okay. So now let's look at the divine feminine for this week. These are the things that are going to help her. This is the most important part of the reading. For those of you who watch only the masculine part to find out whether or not he's going to give you a call or not, you're missing out on the skills that you need to have in place to manifest a call from this person. And all of those skills come from this last part of the reading where we get the oracles here. So this is where the work that you need to do comes from. This is where you probably should have a little notebook so you can jot down what you need to be mindful of this week. And if you shift and flow this energy, you can have the outcome, the desired outcome that's here in the spread. So first up, divine feminine, you need to get control. This is just like a from the universe to me. It says poet. The shadow attribute is present, which turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. But I don't think that I'm doing that. I think that I'm being told right now not to be afraid that expressing my soul insights in a symbolic language is a negative or destructive thing right now. The reason I'm saying that is because I used to always post poetry, and I went back through my poems that I've posted since 2018, and I documented them on my Instagram profile and intended to write more poetry. And I'm getting this message right now that I do not need to be afraid that I'm doing that to a negative or destructive effect. In fact, I should continue along that path of expressing my soul insights in symbolic language. That is what you should do this week. So writing is a big thing. You also might get information from lyrics or from reading in general. Oh, excuse me. Mother Teresa is here to support you in activism. So this is in taking action, being an activist, and being proactive for yourself. This is somebody who ministered to the poor, the untouchables. This is making sure you're allowing yourself to be supported, ministered to, and that you are doing something on behalf of yourself. She is supporting you to be an activist this week. Ooh, and Joan of Arc came out too. You got Mother Teresa and Joan of Arc, girl. And Joan of Arc is helping you to be a leader. So there's the leader and activist. This is definitely expressing your soul insights and leading the collective in this, with this gesture. And you're supported in this by your guardians. The mindset that you need to work on is, I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. I think there's a lot of like, you know what? I got up this morning. I did my yoga. I did meditation. I did a walk. I took a walk with my dad and the dogs. And I had written down on Saturday that I wanted to do that. And I kind of forgot about it until I was doing it. And then I was like, oh yeah, I wrote down that I intended to get that back into my morning routine, that I just get up and do yoga and meditate and then walk my dog, like not just take her outside, but walk her. And we did that today. And so I honored that. And And before, I wanted to do all of those things, but I wasn't doing them. And this is like this week, 12:33 on the clock, 39 seconds on the, or 39 minutes on the timer. This week is a week to do whatever it takes. Be active, be proactive, be a leader, and do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness, which is not your sin, by the way. Flamingo spirit. Embrace the in-between. So you're in an in-between point right now, learning to stabilize with that justice energy. Balance comes easily to Flamingo spirit, who sees what was and what will be and stands strong in the face of uncertainty. You can be informed by what came before and plan for a future yet to be, but do not resist Flamingo Spirit's call to be fully present in the now, where the real magic happens, with one foot in the life you are moving away from, and one in the future as you become the one who leads the life of your highest intentions. You must make peace with the fact that you are not fully in either place. Oh, I want to cry. It's so beautiful. This is such a beautiful message. Embrace the in-between. The presence of Flamingo Spirit is also a sign that your creativity is arising within you, which is probably why you need to be an activist and be a leader and express yourself. So if you're feeling like writing, if you're feeling like expressing, absolutely allow that feeling to come forth and take action on it. And opportunities are beginning to present themselves. Remain here in a balanced state of mind, for there is much to know and learn before going forward with new plans. You can trust this moment and yourself as you take in what you see and become aware of all that you are experiencing in this in-between time. So you are right between the point where you identified your limiting beliefs yesterday. You identified the beliefs you wanted to replace them with, and you started to think them. And so you aren't quite yet in the future version of self that believes them, but you're no longer in the past self-concept either. And if you are very present in this present moment, you're going to start to see the tendrils of both sides. You're going to start to see the new self-concept growing, and you're going to see the old one withering and dying. And I keep getting strong messages to just be present. So if you think, oh, I need to heal this, I need to do that, I need to do that. No, just be present. Be present and express whatever is coming up. Be active in your expression, but be a leader in how present you are in this moment. You're getting a message from the, what is this called? Oh, the Seasons of the Witch Oracle. It's pumpkin, and it says, uncaging the spirit within, thou, the fertile power you hold. To taste your buttery velvet upon tongue is a gift I shall cherish each day that comes. It's funny because pumpkins came up in a TikTok reading the other day, and it was like, oh, this is going to be a sign. And I thought, yeah, because it's a weird time of year for pumpkins. And then my dog, my parents' dog or my brother's dog, is sick right now, and we had to give him pumpkins. So there's like a can with pumpkins on it. And then I used this deck again. It's just interesting. It's like every opportunity pumpkins have. And I even have pumpkin spice melt that I've been using that came from my friend Sarah and her company, the Bare Naturals, I think it's called. All right. Pumpkins have been a tradition for Samhain for hundreds and hundreds of years. Jack-o'-lanterns were carved to scare away the ghosts and goblins that were said to roam the streets on Samhain. Carving jack-o'-lanterns originally began with a variety of root vegetables from turnips to potatoes. Pumpkins became the preferred method for the abundance of space for carving, and there is always plenty left over to fashion into dinner and desserts, even drinks. The pumpkin is more than a scare tool for the witch, however. It is a symbol of protection, fertility, and abundance. The pumpkin represents the power of the womb, so it's no surprise that its color corresponds with the color of the sacral chakra, and its size is a symbol of prosperity and having enough to go around. When pumpkin is in reverse, know that you are a creative force capable of drawing wealth and joy. You are a vessel that can hold many things at one time. You are capable of creating beautiful things. Your creative power has no limitations. You are being guided to explore the ways fertility shows up in your life. You do not have to be with child to be fertile. Artistic endeavors are a type of fertility as well. Explore different ways to tap into the creative energy that lives inside your womb, whether it's painting or making paper. So definitely that message of being creative just keeps coming up for you. And wealth, and that's your theme, the 10 of Pentacles. And what did I say about the current energy? I said that you have your 9 of Pentacles here, and right behind you, just behind you is this king with his pentacle, which will complete this 10 of Pentacles, this material fulfillment for you. And that's your theme this week. Happiness, wealth, prosperity, creativity, and fertility. So good on you, Divine Feminine. You've been doing your work and it looks great on you. Same with the masculine over here, because this was a fantastic reading on the masculine side. Let's look at what will serve you this week, masculine. First up, we have the magical child, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. So that is really going to serve you this week, masculine. Everything is possible. You got a lot of peace in this reading, and you should feel a hush that comes with this card of the Holy Spirit, which is an entity never to be profaned. It is purity, and it is absolute peace, and it is here with you, empowering you, filling you. Remember, the Holy Spirit is like a tongue of fire. So this is, while it is peaceful, it is an intensity. It is a knowing, an awareness. It's the spark of life. The mindset that you need to cultivate this week is, I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. You have gotten sidetracked. You have thought that you were here to play with toys, or that you were here to experience physical things, but you were not here for that. You were here to get closer to love. You are also receiving this animal spirit today of the wombat spirit, which says be at home. And I know this is a card about feeling secure. So let's take a look. Number 68. Hi, if you'd like a personal reading, you can book. There's a link in my profile for personal readings. This is a collective tune in, but you'll probably receive messages from this reading that will help you with your doubts that you're having about this person. Burrowing deep into the ground, remaining safe and sound and well fed with family is a special trait of the wombat. Home sweet home is always available if you recognize that well-being is the truth of life. Wombat spirit reminds you that to be truly at home in the world, you need to find comfort within your own skin. You do this by accepting all your experience without judgment, through a deep honesty and love of life. When you feel the freedom to be yourself, you can begin to truly feel at home in your life with your family and tribe. Right now, you're in a beautiful place where you can hang up the coat of your identity and settle into a true sense of home and well-being, understanding that all is well. Everything you do from this place rings true in harmony with spirit. Wow, Divine Masculine, that's a beautiful energy for you. And protection. This is my house, stained by the very blood flowing through its walls, covered in a veil of delicious prayers, yet deadly to those who dare lift its hidden. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. Many of us have had to search out our own safety since beginning our journeys as spiritual healers, students, and teachers. We've faced criticism for being witches, faced jealousy for being true to our paths, and had to withstand attacks from our own egos. But we rise and keep going with fearless determination. We know we have our spiritual team, our ancestors, guides, and angels to support us and keep us from harm. You are always protected, my dearest witch. no matter how scary the world may seem or how many things go bump in the dark night of your soul. Within you is a space that cannot be harmed, penetrated, or shaken. Here you can retreat to heal and find comfort. You need only step through the veil into the arms of those who love and care for you. If you have drawn protection, know that all is well and you are safe. Your spiritual support team will protect you from harm. You are protected from hexes, evil eyes, danger, psychic attacks. You're even protected from the dangers of your earth-based ego. Know that you can handle anything. When you are feeling unsafe, speak to the powers that be. Ask them to guide you where you do not have eyes and to keep you safe when you are in harm's way. They are always walking with you and are ready to provide you with additional support whenever you feel the need to ask. So you're getting a lot of messages of safety and security. You are safe to do what it is that you are ready and prepared to do, Divine Masculine. And look at your theme. You need to get where Divine Feminine is right now. She is in the Three of Wands in her headspace, which is, I see the future. I have faith. I accept that it's here. It is arriving right now into my port, and I can go aboard and see all of the rewards that have come for me on this long journey, but have that patience and faith, Divine Masculine, in this outcome that you are desiring. All right, we're at the final part of the reading where I will now close the energy with these final messages for both masculine and feminine together, which will help them come into union. Let me just make little announcements. So first of all, if you missed last week, I did a lot of readings, 1244. So many readings that I overwhelmed myself and remembered why I don't do that many readings anymore. Because it really took a lot of time and energy, and I couldn't even accomplish the final Tell Me Everything reading that I did want to do this weekend for members. So members, please accept my apology. I will make it up to you for sure in the coming weeks. I'm going to be making improvements to the members part of the website and adding some content there. So stay tuned for that. Keep checking back for the changes and updates to occur. But while I didn't get to that final reading, I did do 6 other readings that are available for you. So go ahead and go back through there, timeless. I did an Obstacles Removed, a Release and Rebuild, a Tell Me Everything spread, a Collective Tune-In, and then I think there's something else in there somewhere. But regardless, that's probably enough for you to go through. And this week we are returning to our normal schedule. So I'm doing this reading today. I will finish with these cards, and that will be that will be all that I will be doing this week on YouTube for everybody. If you are a member, I will do a reading, an unlisted reading that appears for members on the website on Thursday of Tell Me Everything spread. Which is really popular spread, but you can see the one I did last week and many timeless ones I have done in the backlogged content of this channel. So go to town. There's plenty of readings there for you to view. I will also be on TikTok doing 3-minute reads, and I am going to start posting those to YouTube as well. I decided I would start uploading those so that if you are not a person who likes TikTok or has TikTok or wants TikTok, you can still get those 3-minute readings. So I'm going to start to try to do that on a daily basis. My internet here is so annoying, so bear with me for these few weeks as I don't know why my Apple devices in my house do not work. I feel like it's my dad's hatred of Apple because there's no reason. But anyway, it's just a pain. So bear with me, but I will start trying to upload those on a regular basis. And I usually do those 6 days a week. Every once in a while I'll miss a day, but for the most part, you should end up with 12 little 3-minute readings or so each week here on YouTube as well. And I will start to try to download some of the live readings I do, because I do live TikTok readings and I do collective readings during those lives. So if you see me live, even if you don't want a personal reading, you should click the link because I may be doing a collective one so you can see that one at least. And if you want a personal reading, you can, of course, book a private one always at the link below. You can also send me decks now because I have a address where I can receive them. And thank you to those who have been sending me some decks. I did receive some, so thank you very much. And I will feature them soon. You will see them. But what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So if you want a personal reading for under $33, I do appear on TikTok throughout the week. It is somewhat spontaneous, but it's for usually about an hour or two. And I do $11 and $22 and $33 readings during those live reading sessions. So you can catch me there. That is all the announcements I have for now. My collaboration with Grace Riga is on an indefinite pause right now. We're just having trouble getting our schedules to align. But I want to continue to give you free readings on Sunday. So I am committing to giving free readings for an hour every Sunday in some capacity. So if you really need a reading, you don't have the financial abundance, you can try to get one during one of those live readings on Sunday with me. All right, thank you so much. Let's finish. All right, the two of you. You need to get into the light traits of the student. Right now, you're a little bit, you're having a little bit of trouble taking what you've learned and applying it. You need to do that. Or I'm sorry, this is the teacher, not the student. Oops. I feel this energy of you're learning things, but you're not necessarily applying what you've learned. You also want to you want to tune into your ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. So it's like maybe you're not trusting yourself that you really have learned the things that you need and that you're able now to teach one another. You don't have to be in the student energy anymore. Your guardian angel is here to help you with sweetness. Now, sweetness is a craving that we have when we are wanting nurturing. So this is a nurturing energy. You might want to be doing very sweet and nice things for yourself, which will translate to you feeling a lot sweeter towards your person. And you might want to be doing some gentle, very delicate, this fawn energy here, the doe and the fawn energy that are there. But just like a very gentle sweetness with one another right now. You need to cultivate this mindset. I am the dreamer of my dream. I feel that you tend to wrongly feel that the other person's dream or way of dreaming or how they're dreaming is going to somehow take or diminish your dream, your dreams. But and there is a certain amount of still feeling the other person is kind of responsible for coming into their role that you're dreaming about. Remember that you are the dreamer of your own dream. And that when two people are in alignment, their dreams are able to enmesh and still be individual. You know, somebody pointed out to me, I posted a picture a little while back of myself as a baby with both of my parents, and it was like from the 80s. And my friend was like, I know that every person looks like their parents, but you, she was saying to me, look exactly as if your parents were like 50-50 within yourself, like just 50-50. And it's interesting because I feel like that is how you would want to appear in a relationship where there's a relationship in front of you that's unique. And it is composed of 50% of each of these unique individuals and blends perfectly. That's where the sweet spot is. And you only achieve that with hard work on your own self. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that work, which is why when people say to me, a lot of times people get frustrated when they're trying to get into a relationship and they're on a twin flame journey and they're like, all these other people have normal lives and normal relationships. And you're like, yep. And they're like, well, that's not fair because I don't have a relationship. And you're like, well, you don't want a normal one. And they're like, no, I do. I just want like a normal relationship. And you're like, well, then have one because those are abundant. You can have normal relationships, codependent, enmeshment situations, unhealed, triggering each other back and forth, silently seething, pretending that you're happy, wearing a mask, diminishing yourself to make someone else bigger, subsuming your desires, and go ahead. Go ahead. No one is stopping you. Not this reader, not any other reader is being like, you can't do that. There is something within you that is resisting those type of relationships because you have an awareness, and once you know it, you can't unknow it, that there is something else possible. And you want that. And when you want something that not a lot of people have, it probably indicates a whole lot of work to get it. Not a magic button, not something easy. You can't take a pill. It's nothing like that. It's going to be, oh, I have to roll up my sleeves and I have to figure out what my limiting beliefs are, and I have to affirm the opposite. You're getting be playful, sandpiper spirit energy. 51. When your heart is heavy and life seems to weigh you down, Sandpiper Spirit's message is to lighten your burden by finding joy and humor in the everyday. Become like a playful child, filled with curiosity and wonder, and soon you will find you feel your own spirit lift. A few moments or hours of fun-filled delight is exactly what you need now. Enjoy the ridiculousness of life and be willing to jump in. Let your inner goof out to express itself with abandon. So this is just be foolish in love. Have fun. Have a sense of humor. Be lighthearted. Be playful. It's not that serious. Like, think back on it. This whole trajectory with this person, is it that serious? Because, like, you're, like, probably going to watch a Netflix show later and eat some popcorn. Like, you're probably not going to be in one of the most horrible, intense, terrible situations of your whole life. I highly doubt you're finding the time out of your day to watch an hour-long tarot reading if you are truly suffering. I mean, truly. I mean, the kind that no amount of, energetic spiritual hugs would really help. Most of us are not in serious situations. If you are in a serious situation and you are drawn here, this is probably a sign for you to get out of the situation that you're in by focusing on yourself and what is best for you, and not focusing on the terrible person that you're in the situation with. Here's a card. It says the coming of winter. Girl, I'm not ready for winter. It's not even June, honey. This is the 11th card, though. Interesting. Makes me think of separation. It says, it comes in lullabies, deep within your mirrored flesh. Alas, it is time to lay your quivering chest upon the winter's coming. I just got for those. There's probably a lot of people who are really super into Game of Thrones, and this might have like just some kind of a sign or a symbol for you of you and your person, if that's something that you shared, etc. I do not share that with my person. I just love it. I have the feeling that my person would just not like that show and just think it was so fucking stupid. And I would enjoy that. Like, I don't need you to like what I like, but I would enjoy that, actually. The outside world can seem such a cold and distant place. It can be tough to navigate the trail buried beneath the snow. It is hard to feed your soul when your surroundings offer little nourishment. So this is about the separation. In the dead of winter, life can be beautiful, still, peaceful, blisteringly cold, unforgiving, changeable. There is but one thing to do when the winter storms come blowing. Seek shelter to rest, recharge, and reflect. 3 really great terms to keep in mind during any Mercury in retrograde. We must all take refuge within ourselves from time to time. Our souls need the energy of winter to slow us down so that we conserve our strength for when we need it. A harsh lesson, but learning to face the winters of our lives prepares us for facing the future. Take the time to reflect on your choices and the consequences they reveal. Look for ways to evaluate the path you've walked. Learn from your mistakes and celebrate your triumphs without harsh judgment. When the winter winds blow into your spread, it is time for self-reflection. Failure to learn from your experiences often causes the repeat of mistakes. It is time to review the choices you've made without the opinions of others. What choices made your heart happy? What choices left you numb or lacking in inspiration? What is holding you back, and what resources could you use more of? Use the answers to questions like these to get a better understanding of what truly makes you happy and to form a plan to start shifting your life towards the image of your choosing. This card comes with a message to rest. The world will wait for you. Give your mind, body, and soul time to be still. Taking time to recharge is not laziness. It is the choice of supporting yourself. You'll have more strength, energy, and focus to devote time to the things you love when you are rested. You know what laziness is? Laziness is a term that was developed by the lords in the feudal system, or the masters in slavery system, or the corporations in a slavery system that we're still in, indentured servitude. My dad said last night, we were talking about different jobs. My parents are conservative, so it's fun. But we were talking about like low paying jobs, etc., and how crazy it is that you would have a very hard job, 40 hours a week, and not be able to support your family, etc. My dad said, well, at least we're not sharecropping anymore. And I was like, oh, but we are. We are. And if you can't see that we are, you're blind, because we still do that. We just have new words for it. It's called student loans, government loan, like all that kind of stuff. Indentured servitude is still a thing, my guy. Love you, Dad, but also, why is it that the people that benefit the least from conservative rhetoric are the hardest, like they're the most hardcore? You're like, dude, they're so brilliant because they convinced you to give all of your life's blood to them and thank them for it. It's great. Like, I think that's pretty amazing. Well done. Your theme for this week is the Knight of Wands, which we got. Well, I can't show it to you without disrupting all the cards and them falling over, but it was in the reading for the masculine energy. And the Knight of Wands is doing something, is being spontaneous, passionate, just picking up whatever you have and just going and doing it. This is not the perfectionism of the Knight of Pentacles. Not at all. Like the Knight of Pentacles is like, I can't do that yet. I need to get a degree in getting a degree in other degrees before I could possibly get a degree in the degree I need to get a degree in. So I'm going to go back to school. The Knight of Wands is like, bitch, I don't need a degree. There isn't a single rich person on this earth that is the richest rich person that ever even finished college. Y'all are crazy. I'm just going after this with my whole heart, fire, and passion, and I'll see you on the other side. And we'll see who gets there first. And it's not going to compare. The energy and devotion that this Knight of Wands has is unbeatable. But it burns fast and burns furiously and quickly. So you have to, when this energy comes, you need to just take the energy. If you feel energetic to do something, do it. Like if you're like, you know what, I feel like doing this right now, get up and do it, because that is the Knight of Wands. That's like, you've got this right now. If you wait a minute, it's like pouring water on it. Then you've got just metal just sitting there, right? You can form the blade while it's on fire. Don't pour water on it until it's in the shape you want it to be in. All right, that is my advice for you for this week. I hope that it helped you. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you laughed a little bit. I hope you feel lighthearted and peaceful, because that is how this reading has made me feel. And I think that's how we need to feel to go forward. If you're in a dark place, if you're feeling like things are really hard, really difficult, really burdened, you might be on an earlier stage of the journey. This reading might be something you have to look forward to in your near future. And it's probably nearer your future than it was in mine, because when I started my journey, I did not know about these readings. So you now are getting the information you need to arrive in this place where the twins seem to be today. And remember, there are different collectives. So we're going to have different people at different stages in those various collectives. So there might be someone on an earlier stage that will have information for you. Or if you go much further back into my readings, like 2 years back and towards the beginning, you might be somewhere there. So go back, shuffle through them, find one, see if it resonates, and pick up from that point. Maybe there's some earlier lessons that I didn't talk about today that you would benefit from in those earlier readings. Being at an earlier stage of your journey is no shade, by the way. It is literally just like, oh, you just found out about this? Okay, cool. You got to go down to the street. You got to pick up this little card there. You got to take that card over there. You got to get the card stamped. Once you get the card stamped, you go over here, and then they give you that, and you do this thing, that, and the other thing, and then you go here. It's just a progress. It's like, it's no big deal. And in fact, it's great because when I got there, there was no one in line and no one was standing there and there was no one to tell me what to do. And I just had to be like, okay, what do I do with the card? I got a card. What do I do with it? I don't know. I'll just walk over here until, okay, now I got it stamped. Okay, cool. Now what do I do? Whereas now there's a bunch of people standing in line. You're standing behind somebody. You're like, hey, what's this line for? And they're like, oh, we're getting our card stamped. You're like, oh, sweet deal. That's awesome. Wait, why do we do that? It's like, oh, so we can go over there. You're like, I just want to see my person. And they turn around. They're like, oh, no. The people that see their person are like over there, like way over there. And you can't go there yet. You have to have this card. So that's what it's like. Don't worry about it. You'll get a lot of advice. You'll get where you need to go a hell of a lot faster than I did, which we're coming up on 14 years now. So good luck to you. Anyway, thanks so much for being here with me today. And I will see you if you're a member on Thursday for the Tell Me Everything spread. Otherwise, I will see you on TikTok during the week if you make it over there. And have the most glorious day today. Take care.